Hi everybody. I think I'm a little like 1 minute early, so this is the card that we're going to make tonight. Let me just get this up on my computer so I can see it, what we're doing. So please do say hello if you're out there, and we will getting all these stupid notifications on my phone. All right, so we're making the Teepee card, which I think when I popped it up, I've done 3 now in 3 different sizes, and I've just done this little tiny one, which when you fold flat fits into a normal C6 envelope. So I'll show you what that looks like. If I can find where I put my envelopes. Get another one out of the box. Hi, Alison. I just recognise your profile pitch there. Hi, Judy. Thanks. I'm glad you're excited about it. All right. So when it's done up, when you do it, you have the ribbon there to hold it together. So if you want to post it, you can just kind of pull it apart like so. Oops, how did I get it there? So that it goes into an envelope and it will fit into the envelope just like that. Okay, so then you can pop it in the post. I also was thinking the other day about where we can write on it, and I thought actually because if you're posting it, you have to open it anyway. You could open it up and write in the inside there if you didn't want to put any writing on the back and just leave it. Sorry, my daughter's just texted me to say that dinner's ready. So that's the card that we're going to do. So I've had to play around with the measurements. I wanted one that I could put into a what do you call it, envelope, so I could post it. So when I put the materials up, I've put actually the measurements for all 3 that I've made. So I made this one thanks to Helen, who is my leader for Stampin' Up, and so she created that. So once I got the idea of how that worked, I was then able to make this one, which then was still not quite big enough, and I mean not quite small enough. They fit inside each other like quite nicely. I said to my husband tonight, look, I've got babushka cards. They fit really nicely. So if you're someone who ends up with more than one of these cards, then that's a really nice way of storing them as well. All right, so let's get started. So this is what we've got here, and I'm making, it doesn't fit in my card. I'm trying to do my phone up the right way so that it fits on your screen and you don't have to turn your head, but it's not actually working. So I've got it sideways. This is in the photo in the comments. So we'll start off with our cardstock, which is this one here. So you need 3 pieces. I've got 3 pieces, and these are 3.5 by 3.5. Okay. Hi Heather, nice to have you here. So 3.5 by 3.5 square. All right. So you need 3 of those, all exactly the same, and then 3 pieces of DSP. And in usual style, we just come down 1/4 of an inch. So these are 3.25 by 3.25. Choose a paper that doesn't have a direction on it, because otherwise it gets a little bit awkward when you're trying to put your card together and make sure you get your pieces going the right way. So this is one of the free papers from Celebration. One of the designs, actually all of the designs are from that. So the striped one and that one. This is the one that I've just done, or I'm about to do again, and that one's got stuck. The only thing with sticking them in like that is they get stuck. And this one is also, so there's the snowflake look, and then also that's the back of it. So that's a nice background set. All right. All right, sorry, I'm making you a bit dizzy. I'm just trying to get rid of these notifications that I keep popping up on my phone. All right, so then what you will need is, I'll get rid of these. You'll also need a hole punch. Now, I've got an old style crocodile. Any punch will do. If you can't punch through 2 layers of cardstock and 2 layers of DSP, then you can punch through one and then line them up and draw through it. You need some ribbon, some stamps and ink if you want to stamp a sentiment or something on it, and some embellishments to decorate it with. All right, so let's get started. So we're going to start off with scoring. So I'm just going to bring my trimmer in. I'm feeling quite claustrophobic with my workspace at the moment, so bear with me and I hope I don't knock you. So what you're going to do is, because your cardstock is a square, you're going to go on a diagonal from one corner to the next corner. All right, so you need to have that sitting in the, and this one you're scoring. All right, so scoring only. So you're going to end up with a score line like that. All right, and you're going to do that to all 3. Actually, just checking in my phone because it's a little bit easier. So you get it right in the groove. Score. And then again, right in the groove. And score. Okay, so that's all we need to do with the card. Now with the designer series paper, you're going to cut this in half, doing the same thing as what you did with the scoring. We're going to put that into the track on our trimmer, and then just bring your trim blade across, and you're going to cut. So you're going to end up with 6 triangles. I can tell you, once you figure this out, this is like one of the easiest that just moved. One of the easiest cards that you can make. They're just and super quick to put together. It just blew me away. I couldn't believe how quick it was. And I can't believe it's taken me this long to make one. All right, so that's all we need our trimmer for. So we'll pop that out of the way. And just on your cardstock, you're going to get your bone folder. And finish the score marks. Hi, Auntie Rosalind, that's nice. Oh, it's cold over here. Yeah, it's not too bad here today, actually. But it definitely can always be warmer, can't it? It's definitely feeling a bit like spring though, because we only close our drapes in the autumn and winter when the temperature gets down. We're still doing it, but I came in here and it's still light outside at like 25 past 6. I was like, that's so cool. I can't wait for it to be light longer. Only a few more weeks to wait, and then it's the end of daylight savings. Right. So we've got 3 pieces, and all we're going to do is use our DSP. Now you just need to decide which side of the DSP you're going to use. Remember to try and get it as non-directional as possible. So because I've already used the snowflakes, I'm actually just going to use the check on that side. So all you're going to do, it makes it nicer when the sun's shining. That's for sure. So I'm just going to make a mess of my glue. Oh my gosh, stop. I tried to turn these notifications off before I came on here, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. I consider myself relatively tech savvy and or can work things out quite easily, but in my haste I couldn't figure out how to turn or mute the notifications on Instagram. And it's my daughter's chat, so they teenagers are very chatty people. Okay, so we're just gluing on, and you've got a nice border around the edge of each of them, so I'm just going to do that with all of them. If you remember this one, oh, the other two actually, I mixed and matched, so you could do the same and have one of the, or one or more of these cards as the opposite, and then just decide how you want to have them when you put them together. Okay. So, Friday, yay! I'm sure those of you who are not stuck in Auckland level 4 lockdown have possibly got some nice plans. Hopefully getting out in the sun. We decided we should be outside walking, but none of the three of us can really be bothered going out. I had meetings all day today on Zoom. It's quite tiring. We had one that was a professional development for school. Had to put 45 people into breakout rooms on Zoom and then switch them around. So that was fun, but it was a really really successful PLD session. The sessions were really great around using Te Reo in classrooms, so, and learning as ourselves as teachers. So it was really good. It kind of felt like it was going to be hard work on a Friday afternoon, but it worked out to be really good. Once we got through the technical difficulties, which seemed to be quite... Hi, Andrea. Nice to have you join us. Which seemed to be quite frequent at the moment with the current climate of everyone being at home, working from home. All right, so now you've got 3 pieces of cardstock, all the same, or if you've mixed and matched them, then that's all good too. So what you're going to do, I find this the easiest way, is what you're going to do is you're going to have 2 pieces together, like so, with the diagonals making like an arrowhead point, okay? So you don't want them like this. You want them to be meeting into the folds, to meet into the center, like so, okay? And then on your third one, you're going to get your glue and you're going to hold it so that you've got your fold line through the center, and then with your glue, just on half, if mine will go, just on half, you're going to glue. I always like to put a decent amount on there, and you're just going to put some glue on there like that. Then this point is going to join this point, okay? So you're going to flip that over. Now this is where, if you've got directional paper, before you put your glue on, you need to make sure that you've got, when you put it on, it's going the right way. So this is going to be the top of the card, okay? I'm sure that's right. Yeah, that's the top of the card. So I always find it easier to line my point up in the corner there. I'm just moving it so because all of your comments are showing and I can't see. So the point there, and then just going to line it up with that fold line on one side, and then you're going to make sure that when you put that one in, that it matches up with the fold line on that side too. All right, and then just push that down. You might want to put a little bit more glue on. All of them that I've done, I've only put the half, so it just kind of, but if you feel like you need a bit more, so you're just going to push that down. When you flip it over, it looks a bit like this. So just push that down. I wouldn't recommend putting the glue on the base either, because then you don't know how far down you need to have it. So this is what it looks like, and then you're just going to kind of move the folds, make sure you can fold everything all right. So you can kind of see there that this is the top of your card, and so you're going to fold these pieces back or towards you, whichever way you end up doing it, and then they both meet inside. So you can see there, you've got one piece goes to that corner, and then this side goes over to the top. So you see why I said to make sure that your paper, if it's directional, you've got it going the right way. All right, so that is pretty much, that is your card. So the rest of it is you need to put where the two pieces join. We're not gluing because we want to be able to put it, pull it apart to send it. So I've got a crocodile, but if you've got one of the other handheld punches, you just need, I'm going to use the bigger hole for my ribbon, you just need to pop it in. The smaller one is a little bit harder, then it kind of creases. So if you don't have anything that's going to go through the 2 layers of card and the 2 layers of DSP, then what you need to do is do the top one first. All right, so if you line that up with that and go across, probably about, sorry, I just have to, yeah, probably about there. So when you put it back in, line that hole up, right? With a pencil, just trace through the hole there, and we're just going to then pop that through. Oopsie, sorry, I keep knocking you. Pop that through and punch a hole. Now it doesn't look like it's lined up, obviously, because this piece goes in a diagonal. So then move that out of the way. You're going to lay that over the top like so, and hopefully your holes will line up. And then we're going to get a piece of ribbon. I always like to not cut the ribbon off until I've actually decided how much I need. So pop that through, and I'm going to go from the top through. Through, and then from the inside, getting my hands in the way and keep knocking you over. Sorry. Push that through. Alright, so we don't need that much. And then I always kind of do my bow. I don't know if I've said this before, but I do my bow upside down because it just helps to, for some reason, if I do my bow upside down, it goes the right way when I put it in. The only thing with this is the awkward shape makes it a little bit harder to get it in the camera so that I can do it. I'm just going to pop lean it against myself so that I can then steady it. So then there's my bow, like so. Oops, fumbly a bit tonight. Sorry, ladies. And then just grab my scissors and cut that off. So that's our finished card. So then it's just decorating. So I'm going to use, not that one, where did I put it? I put everything out so neatly for myself and now I can't find where I've put it. I mounted my stamp that I'm going to, there it is. I mounted my stamp that I'm going to use. It comes out of this set. Oh, now everyone's decided they're going to open the door and sing. So this is called Stars Are Shining, and it's in the new, what do you call it, January to June catalogue? No, July to December catalogue. July to January it goes to. And it comes in a bundle with this punch here, which coordinates to these stars. So these, if you stamp them, then it lines up and you get the nice outline around the outside and the detail on the inside. Or you can just use it as it is like I have. So that is a really, it's a really nice way to get that, because remember, if you get a bundle, yeah, you could use a magnet or Velcro dots, Andrea. That would be, yeah, that would work. You just have to be careful. Sometimes if you open it and close it too much with Velcro, then the adhesive comes off and rips your card. But yeah, it definitely could work. So I'm going to decorate. I've got a piece of, I had a piece. Where did I put it? A piece of white. I'm going to then use, the coordinating ink with, oh yeah, fair enough. I know some of my ladies, when I do them in class, they're not a fan because they're fiddly. So I'm going to use this stamp set that says Twinkle Twinkle Christmas Star. I just think that's quite cute. And as I was going through my stash, I discovered that I don't actually have one that says Merry Christmas, except an old retired one. So I want to have a couple of layers of this, and because the card is smaller, I'm going to stamp close to the edge as I can. Nice even pressure. Whoops, there you go. That must mean I need some food. Very clumsy. And then I'm just going to snip it with some scissors, like so. Out of the way. And then just come in and tidy this up a bit. And I'm going to pop it on some Call Me Clover. No, it's not. It's called Shaded Spruce. I don't know why I said Call Me Clover. It's been gone for ages. So when you're cutting your cards, keep your little offcuts, because they make great sentiment strips or backs for sentiment strips. So this is off a card that I've made, one of the edging when I've done a mat, so I can just pop that on there. Not very happy with that cutting. I might do that again because I can. If I go this way, I just didn't want to get my trimmer out just to do that little tiny bit. If I do this way, I have a nice straight edge to line up with. And I will use my trimmer just to be different and get it nice and even. Because isn't that why we buy our trimmers? To get them all nice and even. So I might as well use it. You can see what I'm doing there. I need to take a little tiny bit off the top. So I don't want it too bulky on my card. And a little bit off there. Alright. So that is there. Now I made that too thick, I have. Let me find another piece. So that is the great thing with having all these little offcuts, is that you can just then go through what you've got and see, to save you cutting into a whole nother piece of card. So here's one here. So I'm just going to glue that on there like that to give me a nice little edge. I won't bother with my trimmer for that. I'll just use my scissors. I've got a guide that I can go through. The white's a bit harder to see. So I'll pop that on. I can hear baby ballet songs through the wall. Like that, and I've got some of the this is the gorgeous glittery glimmery paper from Celebration. So I'm going to put this here. Oh, maybe I'll put that. So I want just a little bit, just to kind of give it a little bit of sparkle. Around the edge. So it just kind of gives it a little bit of interest. And, you know, who doesn't love a bit of sparkle, especially at Christmas? I was showing this card to some friends last night when we were having our our board games. That never happened. And she's like, oh, I really like that big one. Might need 6 of those. I was like, okay, 6 of those. Awesome. So thank you very much. All right. I'm just going to close this before I put something in it. Anyone else really good at putting their hand in open ink pads? I'm great at it. All right, so I'm going to pop some dimensionals on the back of that. And if I put it on the side that doesn't have the ribbon, I can get it to go down lower. So I'm going to pop it so that it just kind of sits a bit, whoopsie, sorry, a bit more centered there. Actually, you could go a little bit lower, couldn't you? No, you just need to make sure, because if you're going to fold it, you need to make sure that it's not on this bottom bit. Alright, so you need to make sure that your dimensional is not stuck onto the bottom half. Otherwise, you won't be folding it shut and it'll be given to somebody open. And then, get that out of the way, I'm going to use the star punch, and I'm not actually going to stamp anything. I'm just going to use the stars as they are. So, stamp, punch. And then I'm going to use some of the glimmer. Now, this glimmer paper is beautiful, but so very, very hard to punch. So I'm going to put it, I'm going to line it up and make sure it all fits, because that would be terrible that I could get halfway through punching and I actually have to stand up and punch it down. Whoopsie. So because it's really thick, yeah, it takes a lot of effort to punch them. So you end up with these 5 gorgeous little stars. And so now that I've got green ones as well, oh, there's 6 little stars because there's a little tiny one. I don't know if I want that one. So now, because of it's only little, there isn't a huge amount of space, so you don't have to kind of go overboard with it. But with these smaller ones, I cut one of the edge dimensionals, and I've got no fingernails. So I'll use my pokey tool. So I just cut one of these in half so that I can then, so it's only a little quartery bit, but it still gives the dimension and depth that you want on them. Now you could layer some of them up, off-center them a little bit. Let's see, this one here and this one here. Not quite off-centered, but you know, you could do something like that, or behind it. Maybe with one that's the same shape. Would off-center it that way, so that you get the 2 colours. Or you can just use them as they are. So these bigger ones are perfectly fine for a standard size. I do have mini dimensionals. I just can't be bothered sometimes going and getting them. It's just as easy to cut the other ones down. I don't tend to go through the mini ones as much as I go through these ones. So I just keep forgetting to get them out of my drawer when I am making cards. And I'm not going to bother with that one because it's too hard to stick on with my fingers today. just do a half one for that one. That one needs a whole one. So this glitter paper is part of the free celebration with qualifying orders. You get 8 sheets of 6 by 6, so it's quite, and it does go quite a way. It's quite nice and it goes quite a way. So if you don't have a demonstrator and you're interested in finding out how to get that, it goes until the end of September. Things are starting to get a little bit low in stock numbers, and once they run out, that's it. But if there is something that I can help you get, I will try my hardest to do that for you. So you just get in touch, either Facebook Messenger on my page, or you can also send me an email. There's a email address on my business page that you can send it through. And if you have a demonstrator, they will be happy to help you, I'm sure. So there we go. That's another one that we can layer up. Put that there. That one there. 3. And this one 4. Usually we do 3s, but this one we'll make into 4. Now, just if you are wanting to post it, just remember that you need to make sure that it is a certain thickness before you I nearly clicked on the wrong button there. Sorry, I was going to turn you around. Now that I've finished. So if you are interested in posting it, I would suggest that you don't put too many items on with dimensionals, because it'll make your envelope quite thick, and some people are a little bit precious about how thick your envelopes are when you take them to the post office or when you put them through the post machine. So yeah, I would suggest that if you are posting it, maybe glue some of your embellishments on a bit, and dimensional some as well. So yeah, so that's the end of it. So we've got these 2 little baby ones, and then a bigger one. This one I used the crumb cake as the ink. I've just used this beautiful, it's retired, but soft ribbon. This one here has got the new ribbon in, that is in the new catalogue. It's so soft and lovely. And then also using celebration papers. These stars are the stitch stars that are in framelits or dies that are in the main catalogue. Came out with a star set a few years ago, but they're really lovely as well. They've got that really nice detail on the edge of the stitching. All right, so I also said that we will come on and do, let me just flick tabs here, do a draw for the easel card that I did the other day. So thank you to Andrea, Alison and Heather. Those are the only 3 that I could find, so hopefully no one else put them anywhere else. And we will give this wheel a spin, and good luck, ladies. Oh, so close, so close, so close. Heather. Congratulations, Heather. Sorry, Andrew, you're so close in so many of those draws. I do love your cards, so please keep putting them up. Yeah. So thank you very much for joining me again tonight. I will post a picture of these if you decide to do a card. I'd love to see it. Doesn't have to be a Christmas card. The one that Helen did for us was a birthday card, so you can use it for any occasion. It does not have to be Christmas. They do remind me of a Christmas tree, though. So it is quite fitting, and it's a nice way to use up some DSP if you've got lots of it lying around. If you need any help with anything, ladies, please get in touch. At the beginning, I showed you the post-it note that had the different sizes of papers that you needed to make the 3 different sizes. If that's not clear, give me a buzz. I'm happy to help you whenever I can. All right, thanks for joining me. Stay safe and well. Enjoy your freedom if you're not in level 3 or 4 lockdown. So if you're watching obviously from outside of New Zealand, because everyone else is in level 3 or 4. All right, stay well. Thank you. Have a nice weekend. Bye.